Welcome to another market update. Today is February 2nd, 2019, Super Bowl weekend. Don't know who you're gonna cheer for, but it doesn't matter. Just enjoy the game. So anyway, let's take a look at the market. The market has continued to grind up, and I think there's a lot of disbeliever out there because a lot of them still looking for this December low to get tagged, and I think they're gonna get trapped before that happened. When that happened, I think it's going to be a while before it's going to happen. So based on what I observe in the market internals, you probably some of you probably have watched my midday video, the live video that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. If you are not watching those, and if you are not a subscriber, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you get notification when I get on the air to do that live video update, and you'll be able to see what the market has done in the morning and what I'm kind of reading what the market is planning to do for the afternoon into the close. So anyway, let's take a look at the Dow Jones Transportation. As you see, the Dow Jones Transportation is continue to move up, and it is into this zone, right? This balance zone that we are talking about, and right now it's getting up here. So looking for this thing to move up here to this 10,977.75, although it might be chopping a little bit before it get there, between this 10,176 and 10,036 area. But I think it's going to come up and try to tag that 1099. I know a lot of people is looking at that, but I'm not going to talk about that for now. So the Dow Jones Industrial, as you can see, the Dow Jones Industrial is reclaimed this trend line started back in 2016. So it got back above that trend line and sitting right above that. Okay, and also is tagging this 24,965 potential resistance, and it's sitting right above that. Okay, so again, I'm looking for this thing to tag the 25,754.29. Right now, the Dow theory is still in force because they, the transportation and the industrial is still in sync with each other, and we will see this continue until we see some divergence. And right now we haven't seen that yet. So in the meantime, if we take a look at the ETF, the diamond for the Dow Jones Industrial, as you can see that here we are looking at this balance zone here. Got up above this inside of this balance zone and working toward this composite VPOX here, somewhere around 253. So it's continuing to monitor this thing to push up to test the 257, essentially come up to this balance zone, and probably will break through it, test the value area high, the composite value area high, and then maybe chop, and then maybe you'll work yourself back up, back down to this 245 area, and get the those people that are looking for the December low get all excited when they get down to this 240 and then come back up. Okay, I mean, that's basically what I'm looking at right now. So if it doesn't materialize, it doesn't materialize, right? You got to have a plan, right? So that's what I'm looking at, and that's what I'm reading off the market here. Okay, so that is the Dow Jones Industrial ETF. And by the way, let me go and update the volume profile here with last week's price action, and you can see that not much has changed, right? So until it come up here to this VPOX and maybe chop around and get to the value area and chop around here to try to shift this VPOX up, or when it come back down and maybe chop around down here at the lower edge and then shift the VPOX back down. Okay, but right now it seems like the buyer and seller is still in the value area, and so they're gonna auction that up and down until they get up to the level that the seller decided is getting too high, and so they're gonna sell it, and the buyer thinking that is the price is getting too high for them to buy it, and that's where we're going to get a reversal of the price, and then it will auction back down once again, right? So, and let's go and take a look at the S&P 500, the cash index itself. So again, you look at this right now, it's basically coming up in this zone, right? This 2676.81 and 2710.51. But I'm still looking for this thing to work itself up to this 2795.14. Once again, you know, we're basically looking at this particular balance zone. So it is inside of this balance zone, and we're going to see it chop and continue to move up to that near that 2800. And if you watch that weekday live midday live video, you will see that we're basically looking at 2800 for the ES, you know, the S&P 500 E-mini future. So, and if we go and take a look at the ETF, the spider. Right, so if you can see, look at the spider here, saying that it came up and took out the VPOX, the composite VPOX, and working itself up toward the 279.16 and into the possibly come up and test the value high, the value area high somewhere around this 281. Right, so so again, you know, it's basically inside of this balance area, and we probably could see a little bit of chop and then come up. You know, basically that's what I'd be watching for these type of price action. But of course, anything is possible, right? You know, something might happen and it pushes back down and come up and work itself down. Okay, that's another scenario on the downside. But right now, you know, the internal is still holding up. So until I see some deterioration coming in, you know, these type of price action on the downside is a little bit remote, you know, compared to the upside. So I am biased a little bit on the upside based on the market internal that I'm watching. Okay, and if we go and take a look at the NASDAQ 100 cash index, so you can see the NASDAQ 100 is also pushing up against the 6950.25, and I expect it to move into this 7158.78 and possibly test that particular level for potential resistance, because as you see that, you know, it is into this balance zone, back into this balance zone, and it's working itself up toward that 7158 area, right? And if we take a look at the QQQ, which is the ETF for the NASDAQ 100, again, oops, let me go back and update the SPY on the volume profile just to see. So you can see not much have changed in terms of the you know, the point of control here. Right, it's still down here near the 265 area. Right. Okay, let's go back to the QQQ here, and you can see QQQ, you know, the VPOC, the composite VPOC shifted down just like the spider last week shifted down. You know, from somewhere up here, it shifted down, and right now the price is above this VPOC and basically moving back toward where the previous week composite VPOCs was, and right now it's kind of moving up to this 169.17 area. And again, I'm looking for this to come up and tag this, you know, possibly this 174, 175 area. That's where the value area high, the composite value area high is. Okay, so right now it's basically still moving toward the upper end of the balance zone here. Okay. And if we go take a look at the Russell 2000, the Russell 2000 cash index. So the Russell 2000 is also making its move back up, right, into the zone here. We're looking at this 1531.90, right? Well, 1531. Okay, so I'm essentially looking for, you know, this to come up, right, to the back up to this area here. Okay, all right. So it is a little bit, you know, not as strong as the other index, basically. I mean, as far as the move is concerned, right? Okay, so but the trend is still also remain to be up, at least for the you know, the bounce off the recent low. And if we go and take a look at the IWM, well, before I do that, let me go and update the well, yeah, the IWM. Okay, and looking at the IWM, that's a Russell 2000 ETF, and you can also see that it is, back in this, into this balance area, and still working toward this composite point of control here at 153.36. So we're going to see what be able to get them up, and work yourself back up to this 158 and the 160 area on the IWM. Okay, so that is the weekly update on the market. Things are still looking positive, the internals, and looks like, believe it or not, unless something dramatically happen and change that posture internally, essentially December is what we call the internal low for the market. Right, so some of the cash index might could see a low lower than the December low, but as far as the market is concerned, the internal probably will not get back down to that level until maybe it put in another another high, and then things get reversed. Okay, good luck to you, and hey, if you like this video and you find it informative and useful to you, give it a thumbs up. It also kind of helped me out in building up the YouTube channel. And if you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, click on the subscribe button, and also remember to click on that bell icon, so whenever I do a live video or upload a new video such as this, you will get notification that there is a new video on my YouTube channel. Okay, and have a great weekend, and good luck to you on your trading in the coming week.